With Representative Adam Putnam, who is the chairman of the Republican Conference, was with us on Friday. You're back again after a very, very busy weekend, and I'm very curious to know, when the roll call begins, presumably in about an hour, how are you going to vote on this bill?
Well, I intend to support it. I've just left the House floor and urged my colleagues to do the same and explain to the American people why I intend to support this. And I hope that a number of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle do join me.
Do you have a sense how many of the House Republicans who were so adamant to their voices to be heard on Friday and over the weekend, do you have a sense how many of them are going to vote in favor of this?
Well, there have been some who have publicly come around. You know, obviously some of the experts, the outside economists, Warren Buffett and Newt Gingrich, and the proposal by Heritage, that have all come out and said they need to support this. The Wall Street Journal editorialized on it. Stephen Moore on your last program admitted that it needed to be done. Those are the kind of people that a lot of these members listen to, and it's important that they get that word out there that this is an attempt to save the nation from a financial collapse. And it is not just about what's going on Manhattan Island. This is already impacting franchisees, merchants, farmers, and Main Street businesses.
Is that what ultimately changed your mind, the fact that it has hit Main Street in a very meaningful way in just the last couple of weeks, or were there other provisions that were negotiated into this package that moved you to now apparently vote in favor of it?
Well, there's two pieces to this. First of all, Secretary Paulson and Chairman Bernanke and others have now persuaded me and others beyond the shadow of a doubt that this action is necessary to prevent a financial crisis the likes of which we have not seen in generations. The second piece is that the Paulson plan, as he sent it up here, just wouldn't pass muster. And so we had to put in the bipartisan proposals to get rid of golden parachutes, to get ACORN out of the bill, to get the labor and frankly, the government out of the boardrooms of these companies. So some of the conservative ideas and some of the liberal ideas had to be left out of the bill so that we can move forward with a straightforward, clean approach to averting disaster.
One of the fears that we were discussing Friday was that if there are too many provisions in here, the executive pay regulations, the provision that would allow the government to take warrants in a company that opts into this plan, that those are tantamount to being disincentives. They will opt not to participate when perhaps they really should, to try and get these bad debts off their balance sheets. Is that a fear for you at all?
Well, that's certainly something that Secretary Paulson kept an active part of the discussion, and we made sure that these proposals did not create a disincentive. One of the important improvements that is in the bill, because of the insistence of House Republicans and John McCain, is this insurance program. That insurance program provides a great incentive for those executives to make decisions about their company to reinsure their bad assets rather than have the government purchase them. That will bring down the overall price tag of this bill well below the $700 billion and actually, I think, reduce the exposure of the taxpayer on that as well.
Representative Putnam, once again, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bring in John Harwood, our chief Washington correspondent, and Charlie Gasparino, who's been following this story as well. And John, I mean, I could hear it more in Senator Corker's